this is all fine on paper, but what does it actually look like in practice, right? So some context, we were recently approached by a leading healthcare organization here in the US, and they were actually one of the few that pulled the plug entirely. They went dark on their website and advertising analytics sometime last year in response to a lot of what was happening with the OCR ambiguity in the guidance that they were releasing, and then all the lawsuits. So they were just scared. They pulled the plug. By the time they engaged with phase two, the biggest challenge we faced was, how do we turn on analytics back in a way that is safe, and to do so quickly and efficiently, and in time for the unveiling of their new rebrand campaign that was launching later that year. And so the ultimate goal was simply turn on analytics, turn it back on, so that they could then extract marketing operation insights to inform their web strategy and optimize ad spend, all the while making sure those HIPAA safeguards are in place. And so the solution that we landed on was a series of technologies within their healthcare marketing tech stack. And this is just representing a very, very small part of their tech stack. They have many other technologies, but just for today's case in point, for when we think about website analytics and advertising analytics specifically, we were tracking on their Drupal content management system website. We used Google Tag Manager, which is a tool that they were already familiar with based off of their UI. However, we paired Google Tag Manager with a healthcare privacy platform, in this case, Freshpaint. And so we actually didn't use any of the built-in native tags of Google Tag Manager. We used Freshpaint's provided template tag type that allows us to collect data in a HIPAA compliant manner. It gets sent over to Freshpaint servers. And then on Freshpaint, we could literally down to the individual event and event property, or the additional information that gets sent to it, we could approve or reject which information then gets passed on and sent to all of these other non-BAA marketing destinations. So for those who are familiar with Google Analytics or any web analytics tracking tool, the kinds of things that we need to know are just general on-site search usage. For instance, we want to understand how many people are using the on-site search feature. What are they searching for? Where are they clicking to after that? We were able to collect that information inside of Google Analytics and just scrape out any potential risky information. So things like addresses or zip codes that a user may enter on the site. We could scrape that out before passing it onward to GA4, for instance. Same thing on the advertising side. We could create conversion events. We could take that analytics proxy event and tie that back to a specific marketing ad campaign inside of Google Ads or Meta without necessarily triggering PHI concerns. So, and now this particular solution has since grown. They've added to their tech stack Trade Desk, LinkedIn ads, and I know in the future they're going to be adding even more destinations. But this is just one example of how, when you use a tool like Freshpaint as an intermediary to de-identify and sanitize data, it allows you to scale your marketing operations as you go. So when we think about some of the impacts of implementing a solution like this, truly a privacy-first approach is really good for both marketers and consumers, as you can see on the next slide. It allows us to continue collecting robust insights onto user activity, measuring user intent, behavior, optimizing ad spend and campaign performance. If the healthcare organization is spending money, we need to make sure it's being spent on the right activities. Growing your marketing operations, like I mentioned, but truly, I think with this latest guidance too, we can have a lot more confidence that we can use PHI in a HIPAA compliant manner and have a lot of confidence moving forward. We don't have to sacrifice our marketing operations or insights. We can do both. And so in this particular instance for this client, that just as an example, they were running a meta ads campaign with the goal of trying to drive as many users to submit out this health risk assessment form on their site. And they want to do so at an efficient cost. And so by turning analytics back on, they have the insights to be able to see what's working, what's not working with that campaign. And in the last quarter, they were actually able to decrease their cost per lead by 4%. So this is just one small example. When we are able to use analytics in a safe way, it can work for all parties involved.